Hello YouTube, how are you doing? Hope you're having a great day. So today we will be doing the Self-Vod review on Sojourn number 7. Hope you enjoy the series so far. So we are still working basically on our risk management. Honestly, we have not been playing too much lately and it has been a little bit tough to focus on our training topics. So we're not making huge progress, but we hope that by watching this stuff we can increase our progress. So you can see a lot of defeats, but this have been community games. These are all not Sojourn games, not our main role. So the question is, where did we end on our main role? Was it Junker Town? Let's see. Hopefully this is a correct game.
Welcome to Ready for
And it is not. We might even have to review our win today, because we have not enough games left to review. Okay, if this would be the case, then we will maybe also just play another round and then review that instead. No, but it looks like here on this win we actually have been playing Sojourn, so we review this one. Okay, here we go. So don't forget, our last task was risk management. This is one on the top left. You need to read fast before the background bugs out, because OBS is bugged right now for some reason. And by right now I mean the last half year, because I'm not fixing my OBS problems. I'm lazy. Judge me, don't judge me. Okay, so what are we doing? We have your Rhine shield, so we want to charge our railgun while being defensive, and then going for a slightly more offensive off angle. And the more dire the situation is, the more aggressive the off angle shall be. Here I feel pretty safe behind Ryan's shield, which is a mistake. As you can see, the Ryan shield was removed. I could have gotten one-shotted instantly, so I was swinging a little bit wide the cover because I overvalued my Ryan shield, overused it. Yeah, don't rely on Ryan shields. If it's in front of you, it's fine. If not, then it's also fine. Just play behind cover, basically. So we have our railgun, and the only off angle we find is straightforward. I feel like this is a little bit of too much, honestly. So the Genji is also here. Well, we do have our slide cooldown. So at least we have one cooldown. We used our orb, we have our railgun. But ideally... so what happens is that the Rhine is low, which means now me being aggressive kind of removes pressure from Rhine, which is good on one hand, but it also might mean that I'm now taking damage, and then the supports are in a situation where they either heal the Rhine without armor, without resources, or they have the DPS, and they can't do both, and then one of them dies. And so this is why, if I could find here a way to get value without forcing this action, it would be better. So taking less risk, but keeping up the pressure might be better here. So would I have actually needed to go this far out? No, I could have headshot the Anna here. Question is, why did I not see it? Oh, I forgot to put the timer back to 5 seconds. So I'm very sorry. So you need to rewatch this 15 seconds again. Yeah, also walking straight back from Hanzo is a little bit dangerous. So we already have a kill actually, so there's really no need to be aggressive here. Yeah, and basically I'm just hunting too much for kills. So if I would have just fallen back and played with Ryan a little bit longer, the kills would have presented themselves. I wouldn't need to do such things. One thing, of course, at this state I have not pressed tab. It's not 15 seconds. Actually it is, but I'm not aware of what my easy targets are right now. I could have been aware that there's an Anna, which is an easy target, and I could have hunted strictly for Anna. Here we go for the kill on Kuro, again, because we are up 1 and he overextended in this case, so it's... So the question is, should we have gotten the left angle here and poked the Genji? Honestly, yes, because this is not a 1-on-1. I have my supports behind me, right? The risk of me dying here with a health pack, the support is actually not quite high. But if I force this Genji back, then he doesn't get ult charge. I continue to get ult charge, so it could be my favorite to pressure all the Genji. Because honestly, here I kinda can only railgun what's on the what the Hanzo lets me do railgun. So if he doesn't peek, I cannot railgun anything. If he denies this area, I cannot not peek the Ana. So going here from left side, and actually not going here close to right side because you cut off your supports, but actually going far back, like use this cover or create a shooting lane here to this area is kind of okay as long as you have slide, I guess. So I should have used the off angle here a little bit more, especially now since I have my slide, my orb. You see, Genji is good to deal with. And I could have done on my own accord and not because of Genji. Kind of hyper focused. I should have hurt the Genji honestly. Kind of too hyper focused. It was slightly too risky for no reason. And that's of course the point, that if I'm left side, I lose the Rhine shield for no reason. Then I'm actually open to the Hanzo shots if he decides to. So I'm really not sure if this would have been the better way. So let's say it's kind of 50-50, let's not take this as a mistake. I'm not sure what would have been better, honestly. And honestly, usually if you're not sure about something, oh, it was this better, just ignore it, go for the next sequence. You find enough stupid stuff you've done in the game, you will see other mistakes that are bigger than this. Yeah, don't slide into Ramatra shield. Could have easily just waited it out and then burst them. There was no need for me to go aggro here. I got baited out by my team. So more, I would say more patience with my railgun, a little bit more looking if the situation presents himself, if I can find easier targets, a little bit longer scouting for opportunities might be okay. The thing is I'm a little bit on a timer because Hanzo has a one-shot potential on my team, so they could one-shot something, and then I'm in trouble. Was this a mistake? I don't feel like it was. Yeah, I feel like this was okay. I mean, you can always randomly die to Hanzo. Like, did I have a chance to not peek this angle? Maybe there's a dragon going in, Ramatra going through here, teammates dying all around. Not really, right? I need to... Yeah, that's kind of okay. I think that was kind of okay.
I'm not a fan of setbacks.
So, the last time we discovered that we kind of need peak value, so we kind of did a better job now to get my railgun and going in with my slide and orb, and when I have my railgun and try to really get peak value. But I think we need a little bit more training on this topic. So it's not like this is now a strict mistake, but I think we just need to do it a little bit more often. So this might be just a topic we just repeat for today, honestly.
Objective lost. Stop the pain.
Should I have done anything here? Like, is there any value for me to take damage just to poke this shield? Honestly, there isn't really. So basically sliding in here and just shooting this edge of the shield would be good enough for me. I have my slide available, right? Yes, I have it. So I could just slide out and just poke the shield because I'm not hitting anything, right? So slightly better and fast reaction to the shield. Like if they have shield up, go instantly behind the cover and shoot the shield. That's something I can really define as hard point. But it's a kind of a small thing, but it's also easy to fix, right? That's the thing. Fixing the easiest things, like not jumping all the time like a bunny, is an easy fix. Just do it. Just do it instantly. It's also for business. I once read a book about business management stuff, and there's also one simple line. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, just do it instantly. So there is no task planning or list or whatever, just do the task and be done with it. And it might look strange, because in the beginning you might have a myriad of 2-minute tasks. But honestly, if you start doing it and you keep doing it, after 1-2 days you will be done with the task, and then you have a really good environment. That's the thing. There is a theory that, you know, that if you have a glass and you fill it with sand and it's full, then you cannot fit in the big stones. That way you should fit in the big stones first. Is this kind of true? But at the same time, you also need to fit the sand. Like if you just fit the glass only with the big stones and you don't fill in the sand at all, it's also wrong. You need to do this small stuff also in between, right? So like if you have the big first big stone you've done, just take your time and do a small things before you go to the next big stone.
Disrupting.
And the thing is, and the other thing is, of course, if it becomes a habit to do this 2-minute task instantly, it becomes a habit, it doesn't take energy out of you. That's the important thing. Like at some point, people feel like they are drowning in small details and such things. But if you just have the habit of fixing small things instantly, you kind of, you just do it on the way. You don't think about it, you don't lose energy about it. And honestly, if you, all CEOs I watched that I worked with, there are a few in my environment, like my father is one. I have a few more in my jiu-jitsu club. They all kind of like that. If there's some dust, they just sweep it away instantly and are done with it. If there's something wrong on the shelf, they just correct it instantly and they don't even interrupt the talk or whatever. They just do it, while doing other things. So they really do not notice that I'm doing that, but they're always very hyperactive and are very fast with their hands. Like higher APM stuff, usually. So they are very trained in filling in the small sands. They are very trained in this type of thing. I feel like I'm a little bit too passive here. Honestly, I do not need to be hyperactive because my team is already doing everything. And I already close to ult charge, so maybe it's fine. But I feel like I didn't notice all this stuff during the game. So that's what it is. When could I have gone more aggressive? So Marine is up here. Why am I so far back? Why am I walking backwards? My Kiriko is up there. Well, Kiriko has, of course, escaped of free card. But I have my dash available, so I can go to here. Then weave into here. Then maybe slide across and shoot as a Genji while I slice this corner. And then I start shooting from here. And then I'm up close here. And then I'm here with a shatter and I can be in their face and, you know. I could have done that, totally. Because again, I want to get into the habit to be a little bit more aggressive while I have slide available, I think. So right now you don't see any difference between in my play if I have slide available or not. And there needs to be a visual difference. Like my gameplay should look different if I have my cooldowns or if I don't have my cooldowns. There needs to be a visual difference. It needs to look different. And right now it doesn't look different, it looks the same. That's wrong. And I think I can adjust the distance. So the thing is, if you play further back, it's kind of easier to get out because enemies can follow you harder. But I also have my slide. So if Genji goes in and slide out, he would need to dash behind me, which also is one of his cooldowns. So then he's easier to kill. So now I'm further back, I take damage, I slide out, that's fine. So here it was fine because my team was not going in. Should I have shoot earlier? No, because Hanzo would win the poke battle, right? There is no point in me poking Hanzo without my Rhine. Let's do this a little bit slower. So this was a little bit cheeky, but I was very sure of that I can kill this Hanzo. So it's good. Should I have used my ult earlier? No, because we have the early kill on Hanzo. So if enemies do not use ults here, they lose. And it looks like we're kind of holding fine, because my Rhine drops slow, yes, but also Ramatra uses entire cooldowns and lives and everything to do that, so we are kind of back up. And Rhine still has shield, right? He's not broke. Rhine is not broke, he's fine. Do I see his shield somewhere? That's 341, so he has a little bit shield left, now he has back armor, he's close to shatter, so everything is fine, honestly. So I think I didn't need to use ult until this point. Now, there is a choice to be made to use ult. But remember, we are holding this point for time. So do I need... So the slower I win or lose the teamfight, the better it is for me. So here I think it's fine. Now the Genji also going with ult. And now the thing is that now that here's the problem arises. I kept for my ult and now I'm scared to use it because I'm kind of low. There's a Genji blading in my face. There's a Kiriko ult going on, so now I'm scared, right? So if I press Q here, would I win? But honestly, I need to Q now to clutch it. And I should have the self-confidence. I went for the health pack first, that was my plan. It just looked awkwardly because I paused in between, but actually I just went for the mini health pack, okay. So I think that's kind of okay. Yeah, well, I forced my Rhine to also ult because I executed so poorly. So if I would have been a little bit faster, my Rhine wouldn't need to ult. So that we are missing our shatter is a little bit my mistake, right? If I would have killed them earlier, my Rhine would not have ulted, and then we would have shatter for the next fight. Easy. I don't think they could have done anything to save my Ryan, so I could have peeked the Hanzo, but it's only such an awkward peek because I need to go out of cover and he can just launch left and then I'm left without cover and I'm just dead, so yeah, I don't know, man. I would have wished my supports would have supported my Ryan better in this case. I think they could have. That's all good so far. The question is, shall I really risk this without my Ryan? We just killed the enemy Ramatra. The thing is, so there are now two considerations. One thing is, as long as the enemies keep regrouping, they stagger in and we stagger in, and that kind of drags out fights. Like 5-on-5, it's fast. But if they keep, both sides keep respawning and throwing in one after one after one after one, it's really, really slow. Nothing really decisive happens. There's no clear way, oh, now we go in with 3 ults and go hardcore. There's no such thing. Do I do something now? It's kind of like 2 versus 2.5. There's a Tracer, but she has to use recall. There's Baptiste, but use mutality field some moment. Like, and that's good for the defender team because it takes time. So keeping the state is good, but look at my screen. There is Jurgen Klopp looking at my face, and he's not looking with his eyes, he's looking with his arrow in my face. So would I enjoy having an arrow between my eyes, my eyebrows? It's more frustrating with the arm. So that is a big question. How much do I poke here? I think slightly poking from corners is fine. So, for example, if I shoot from here, they cannot just walk here. They first need to peek shoot a little bit and then go. Peek shoot a little bit and then go. And every time it costs them 1, 2, 3 seconds, I think that is okay. Except here I died. But it's because I walked forward. You see, I was in a forward direction. That's a mistake. Slice the corner sideways. And kind of really clue it. I was walking forward, there's no way to go. I'm walking forward too much. I kind of really need to differentiate between go to a corner, play the corner, go to a corner, play the corner. And this might be the second biggest thing. Go to a corner, play the corner. And kind of don't fight in the while transitioning between corners. Go to a corner, play the corner, and then fully transition to the next corner, or don't. But fighting in between transitioning, well, they catch you literally with the pants down, right? So this is bad.
Coming through. Let me keep shooting. Got you. Thanks for the help.
I didn't realize that Ramatra went back. It's a little bit missing, but I also couldn't see it here, so it was kinda... Oh no! Shoot something else. So here's now just down payload. As I messed up before. Honestly, it looks like winnable. I should have stayed high ground. Not entirely sure. It's 50 seconds. Should I risk this now? I think I should. Again, making them fall back slower is good.
Going somewhere?
This is just pure disrespect. I don't recommend doing this. I just fully disrespect the Hanzo and they taunt him basically. And this can totally backfire. Because Hanzo should win this type of fight, right? It's fully his game. Just purely taunting him. Again, I walk forward or backward for my orb. Bad, bad, bad.
This ends now.
I'm really surprised that they didn't hit this Hanzo for so long. I hit him once eventually, and that really slowed them down, so it's at least something. But yeah, it basically gave my team enough time to clutch. It's a little bit sad because I needed my team to clutch this. But my ult just get them enough time for a clear shatter. Because basically what happened is they used defensive ult, but then I used my railgun, so they couldn't push forward with the defensive ult, right? There was Hanzo on the corner, the Kree with no roll, then the Ramatra without shield. And they used all the cooldowns to deny my railgun, and then they walked forward, but without shield and everything, and then Ryan just shattered when they walked through after my railgun. And Genji just cleaned up, basically. Okay. Junkrat now. I heard random things the way I'm looking around. Was not sure what I heard. This is slightly risky because I was slightly fixated on this edge, but if you see me walking like this, if there's a Hanzo somewhere on high ground, he has a really easy headshot. I wasn't sure what second best is. I didn't see him, I think. So it was a little bit premature, this type of movement. If you watch from top, you can move in an 8. So if you're not sure, you don't need to slide sidewards. So if you watch from here. So what I did was I slided here left to right, because shooting there, I was left and right. Like this, pew, 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 left and right. But what I can do instead is like this figure 8. If you're in-game and not spectating, it's a lot faster. It's of course slow motion. It's for your crosser nearly the same as left and right. The difference is that you can actually get not instantaneous movement change, but there's a slight acceleration, deceleration, which actually makes it a little bit easier for the enemies to track. But this is a Junkrat, right? So who cares how good he is in tracking? You can literally dodge directly. You don't need to track the stuff. Oh, so I have a bad shadow on my mouse hand. Move my lamp next time. But if you figure 8, if you look from here, then of course you see the target also moves back and forth, which makes it harder to hit. And of course also makes the figure 8 not smooth and straight and beautiful, make it ugly, zigzagging like a 4-year-old would write a figure 8 or something. Still kind of was suspicious about shooting random things, so I'm still looking backward. So we are charging railgun, we have slide available. Went in straight for the shot, I think that is correct, there was an opportunity. Here go for high ground because they don't have such an easy time to go on high ground. There's basically a Junkrat and a Baptiste. But they kinda need to synchronize, coordinate to go on Junkrat to my face. And you see Kiriko Genji still fighting, so I can still distract them a little bit. It's a rather safe position, so they need to invest a little bit more time to fully get me out of there. Making old woman do all the work. So from here it's kind of a really dirty fight, but things kind of played it kind of correctly. I don't see two big arrows, which might be a good thing or a bad thing. I didn't slide in, I'm proud of myself. A random Zarya, really random that you see a Zarya in your gameplays. Okay, let's keep forward, there's not much happening here. Let's make it a little bit faster, don't waste so much of my and your time. I could also skip, but I always break my audio, that's why I rather let's increase the speed. I'm very sorry, I will fix it another time. Today was Wednesday, right? Okay, and here we won already. Okay, so yeah, so these are the two big things. So one thing we try to retrain our this railgun usage, charge railgun and safety, go for an off angle. Second thing is we want to look our gameplay to look differently if we have railgun or not. So we slide and orb. Sorry, if I have slide orb, the more cooldowns I have, the more forward I want to be with my team, because then I can slide back out. But if I don't have cooldowns, I stay in a further back corner basically. But the same sidelines. So the sidelines do not really change, but it's just the distance for the sidelines. Then we want to play edges correctly. So there have been situations where I got caught in transitions between edges, especially walking forward and backward, because this makes your ears really awkward to hit. So rather go to an edge and then slide out and in, and then go to the transition to the next edge or the edge behind you. But don't kind of go half and then try to fight there. That's bad. Play the edge more correctly. So this will be my bigger topics for today's training. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to write them down in the comments or hit me up live on stream. I'm streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/yashikigami. Yeah. So I would really look forward to you. I also do VOD reviews for free, but remember, I'm an idiot. I'm getting coached myself, so the VOD reviews are not high quality, but they might be just, there's some fun for you, some inspiration for you. If you just kind of want some low value idea of what you could improve. I could also, like I review myself, I can also review VOD reviews for all roles, for all games. I can most likely give you some hints in Valorant how to play or Minecraft. I really do not care. Mainly because remember our training principle is just that with a little bit of practice, it really doesn't matter what the tip is, because you can always train it and then say, oh no, this tip was stupid, I will never do it again, and then you have learned something. And also, for example, imagine you're learning hitting an anti-nade, right? And someone tells you, okay, you always need to hit your anti-nade when your tank is low because you can heal him more easy, right? And then you always keep your anti-nade, you watch and you hit it, tank easy, and then someone says, no, you're an idiot. Throw your anti-nade on the enemy tank at the beginning of the fight when your tank engages, so his anti-nade cannot get healed. And they say, oh no, I trained the anti-nade wrong. But what you have actually learned is to watch for the time when to use anti-nade, to have a brain cell registered to register patterns when to use anti-nade. It's the timing, how to throw it, how to aim it. All this stuff is trained then. So transitioning from hitting your tank when he's low, transitioning to hitting the enemy tank at the beginning of the fight is actually kind of easy. And then you want to transition, but maybe stop hitting the enemy tank when at the beginning of the fight, hit the enemy tank when he has lost his armor, because that's when he wants to get healed most. And or hit the Rhine when his shield drops, or hit Orisa when her cooldown is. And then you can add this variation, because you have trained the wrong thing first, but training it enables you to train it further. And that's why even training wrong things is not strictly bad for you. And that's why I'm kind of confident that in anything you can send me, even if it's StarCraft 2 or something, it really doesn't matter. I can find something that you can train for a few games, and you will learn something. And that's the entire point, right? Just get some inspiration of what you can learn. And of course, instead you can also just go to Reddit and ask a professional if that's more to you. So it's more like a fun thing, so don't take it too serious, as I said. It's just for my own training, for your entertainment. So yeah. With that said, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. We say bye-bye, until next time.